telling me, and I want what he wants me to want. So how are we going to deal with these problems? I don't know, it's not for me, it's for those people who want to deal with these problems.
And then you have the problem that people, maybe like you, who are in a different state than most of us are being seeked out and seeked after because maybe there's something to get from there as well.
See,
I can see
it runs counter to what I am emphasizing. This is a biological freak.
You are.
I am. And so there is no such thing as a normal person at all. Who is normal? It's a statistical definition, normal person. But so how can this be a model? So this has no value for me in the sense that whatever I am cannot be fitted into any value system for the world. If it has no value for me, it has no value for the world. So you may very well ask me the question, why the hell we are talking about, because this is not an exchange of ideas. So whatever it is, something we find ourselves here. You have some questions to throw at me, and what I am doing is to put that, you see, in the proper perspective. Look at this way. That's all I am saying. I am not interested in winning you over to my point of view, because I have no point of view, and there is no way you can win me over to your point of view. It is not that you say I am dogmatic or any such thing. It's impossible for you to win me over to your point of view. But you know, during a conversation like this, somebody throws at me, oh, you are that is your point of view. All right, this is my point of view. What the hell is yours? It's also a point of view. So how do you think these 2 points of view can be reconciled, and for what purpose? You know, you feel good because you have won him over to your point of view. You use logic, you use rationality, you are more intelligent than I am. And it's a power play. You feel good. Like this service to mankind, that is a do-gooder's high. You take an old woman across the road and you feel good. It's a self-centered activity, and you are interested in some brownies, and you are shameless to tell others that you are doing a social deed. Now, I'm not cynical, I'm just pointing out that it is a do-gooder's high you are feeling, like any other high. But if you admit that, it becomes a simple. You see, then, if you admit that, it shows that how detestable creature you are. You are doing it for yourself, and tell others and yourself that you are doing it for the benefit of others. So you are interested only in brownies. I am not cynical. You may say that but cynicism is a reality. A cynic, his feet are very firmly fixed on the ground.
But I don't find you cynical at all. I mean, it just makes perfect sense to me.
Yes.
I just lost it.
We have covered quite a gamut, or what's the word?
I'd like to come back to this model seeking that we're doing constantly, and in every field, also the so-called spiritual field.
Politics, economics, theater, the movie stars,
in some way, people
players.
think if it's in the spiritual sphere, it's something different. But of course, as you
Why is it
explained,
different?
it's the same thing.
It's exactly the same. We found ourselves in a situation where only spirituality mattered to us, and now there are movie stars instead of Jesus. So many people can have the movie stars there. See, tennis players or wrestlers, depending upon what your particular fancy is.
And they like it, and they try to get as much as possible.
Yes.
But you, it's a different story.
I visited a friend of mine. He was condemning his daughters for having the pictures of movie stars in the bathroom and toilet. And then we walked into his living room, and he had my photo there on his table. I asked him, why, what's the difference between the two? What's the difference between the two?
The same thing.
You know? One day, you see, many of Rajneesh's disciples visited me in Bangalore. My host happened to be a disciple of Rajneesh. He was one of the top movie directors. He was very close to him, and he spent years and years and years practicing all the techniques. But after he met me, He walked out on him. And in his living room, there was a picture twice the size of that, you see, of Rajneesh.
Of Rajni.
After his encounter with me, he removed that and put it in the attic or under an almirah and put my picture there. So I took all these people, look here, you see what he has done. Huh?
Yeah, exchange one for the other.
Yes, like you know, the divorces in America, you divorce one woman, the new wife comes, and her picture and your children, and put them all the other old photos in the attic, and replace them with the new wife's parents, grandparents, and children, and that's all. You replace one with another.
Did you care about that? I mean,
No, I just pointed out the absurdity of it. The absurdity. So that is all that they can do. Replace one illusion with another illusion, one belief with another belief. But if the belief comes to an end, that's the end.
but there's no escaping, because
No
as you
escape.
explained before, there's nothing you can do to
Not a thing, not a thing.
sort of change all
So
that.
if you are lucky enough, I don't know, lucky enough may not be the appropriate word, to find yourself where there is no attempt on your part to get out of the trap. The more you try to get out of the trap, the more you are trapped in that. That's very difficult to
That is
understand.
the trap.
That's the trap.
Wanting to get out of
Yes,
the trap is
so
the
that's
trap.
all those who want to discuss this with me, the question of how to uncondition yourself, you see, how to live with an unconditioned mind. You see, the very thing you are doing is conditioning it. You see, you are conditioning it in a different way. You are picking up a new lingo. Instead of using the usual one, you begin to use the new lingo and feel good, that's all. But this is conditioning you in exactly the same way, not in a different, in exactly the same way. That's all it can do.
But even realizing
But
that,
the physical body is conditioned in such a way that it acts as intelligence. Conditioning is intelligence here. There is no need for it to think.
but there's no conditioning in the body. I mean, the body is
The
the body.
conditioning is intelligence. That's the native not instincts I'm talking about. The intelligence that is there is necessary for the survival mechanism. That intelligence is quite different from the intellect which we have developed. You know, that is, intellect is no match. You see, if you don't think, the body can take care of itself in a situation where the body is in danger. It relies upon itself and not your thinking and not your the intellect at all. Otherwise you are frightened. You know, to fear makes it difficult for you. That is why when people ask me, how come you take walks with the cobras? I never did with a tiger or any wild animal. But I don't think I would be frightened of them also. If the fear is not there, you see, the fear emits odors, certain odors. So the cobra senses that you are a dangerous thing, and so it has to take the first step. If that is not there, they are one of the most beautiful creatures that nature has created. Lovable creatures. You can take walk with them, and you can talk to them.
And they talk back?
They don't like the way, it's a one-way seminar. I don't know. Once a friend of mine, a movie star, visited me in that ashram, stayed with me. She asked me, is all a hype that the cobras visit you and that you take walks with them? Or what? She asked me. He said, wait until the evening or the night, you will be surprised. And so we went for a walk at the dusk time. And not one cobra, but wife, children, grandchildren, about 15 of them appeared out of nowhere.
The whole family?
The whole family. They ran away. You know. No, but if they try to play with it, they are in trouble. You see. It's the fear, see, that is responsible for the situation you find yourself in and create a problem for that, because it has to take the first step.
And there's nothing we can do about
Nothing.
this here. I mean,
It kills you only one person, you and one person, whereas we kill hundreds and thousands of cobras for no reason. And if you destroy the cobras, you see, the field mice will have a field day and they destroy our crops. You see, there is a tremendous balance in nature, you know. Now, if I find a cobra trying to harm somebody, a child or something, I would tell him, you see, I may not kill it, you see. I tell it, go away. Or something. It will go away. But you have to kill. But why do you have to kill hundreds and thousands for no reason? You fear that they will harm us all in the future. So we are creating an imbalance in nature. And then you have to kill the field mice. You feed the cats with vitamins and then special kind of a food. And so if the cat tries to kill a mouse, field mouse or something, you want to save that one. See, what do you want to say to its food? Even the cat does not eat mice anymore. No. Because it is used to this food from the supermarkets. But it still, you see, it plays with that and kills that for no reason, but it leaves it there in the field. It's amazing. I noticed it several times in Gestard.
A corrupted cat.
Corrupted cats, by associating themselves with us, all these pets have become like human beings, you see. And then you give an identity to the cat, give a name to the dog, to the cat. And
our pets are being conditioned by the same culture.
Same culture.
And we spoil the animals?
We spoil the animals, unfortunate enough to become our pets. We have covered a vast field.
We have,
from disease to divinity. This is yours, not mine.
Would you like to stop?
No, it's up to you. This is your property, not mine. I have nothing to do with what I have said, because you brought this out
I can see that,
from me.
Yeah.
So what you do with it is yours. You have the copyright, you have the rights over whatever has come out of me. I am not saying just for the sake of saying it. It's yours. You see, I don't sit here and think about these things at all. At no time.
They don't concern you at all?
They don't concern me at all.
No.
You come here and throw all these things at me, and not actually giving answers. But look, you see this, I'm trying to focus the whole thing and spotlight. This is the way you try and you look, please look at this way. Then you will be able to find out, you see, the solution for yourself. Yourself, without anybody's help. That's all. My interest to point out to the people is you can walk, please. Throw away all those crutches. If he's really handicapped, I wouldn't advise that person. He is made to feel handicapped by those people so that they could sell you these crutches. You throw them away and you can walk. That's all that I can say. If you fall, I know, I put it that way, but you are not going to fall.
So the handicap is us thinking that we have a handicap and we need...
We are made to believe that we are handicapped. And we have, you see, the modern gurus, Staffeleu with
But we feel like we're handicapped, like there's this conflict all the time.
The whole thing is put in there.
But it's there.
Where? Where is it?
Well, somewhere I can sort of sense it and feel it and be bothered by it.
No, but you are giving life to it, you see, we're thinking about these things. Invest them. You see, these are all memories, you see, that's all ideas. I don't know what memory is. Really, I don't know what memory is. To recall a specific thing at a specific time, we repeated that definition. The students of psychology is much more than that, you see. So if it is all neurons, where are they located? You see, the brain does not seem to be the center of our memory. The cells have their own memory, and so where is that memory? You see, is it transmitted through the genes? I really don't know. Some of these questions have no answers so far, but one of these days probably they will find out. And I believe that the problems of the planet can be solved with the help of high tech and technology. But we have a tremendous high tech and technology at our disposal. But the benefits that we have accrued so far have not percolated to the level of all people living on this planet. It benefits only a microscopic number of people on this planet. So people ask me, why you are talking of that? See, even without the help of high-tech and technology, it is possible for us to feed 12 billion people. The nature has provided us with such bounty. And why 3/4 of the people are underfed, starving? Because we are responsible for that problem. And that is the problem that is facing us all today in Iraq. To dominate and control the resources of the world. That's the naked truth. The rest of it is absolute rubbish. So whether you kill an Iraqi or kill an American, it really doesn't matter. The President of the United States says, I'm ready to sacrifice a few Americans. For what? So when these coffins start moving there to America, they will sing a different song. But that's not the point. I'm not on the side of that man or this man. The reality of the situation is that. So the other thing is, how do you change a human being and for what purpose? And we are lucky that medical technology will help us to see the condition, of the child. If it is handicapped, there is something that can be done to change it, So people have to be thankful to the medical technology. So, right, And so the nature is not concerned about one way or the other. If you cannot bring the child out, push itself out for some reason, you can help to bring it out, and add one more person to the population. So if the changes are necessary in the human beings and you want them to function differently and free them from all the things that the ethical culture, the legal structure is trying to free them and create a different kind of people than we have today, that's not going to help. It has not helped so far. It has not touched anything. So maybe through the help of genetic engineering, we will free the individuals from thieving tendencies, from violence, from greed, from jealousy. For what? I don't know. For what purpose?
Who will check the engineers doing that?
The engineers are...
they will have the power then.
The engineers are helped by the state. So they are the victims of the state, and they're doing this not as they claim for humanitarian reasons, for altruistic purposes, but for recognition, a Nobel Prize, prestigious rewards.
So if they find the solution,
they will hand it over to the state.
And it will only add to the problem.
It will become a lot easier for the leaders, without questioning, to go to the battlefields and kill people like robots. So that's the inevitable. So what is it that we are doing? As I see it, this is my doomsday song. There is nothing that you can do to reverse it. Individually, probably you can jump off the tiger. And so no matter what you say to that man who is frightened of jumping off and continuing the tiger's ride, it's not going to help him. So actually you don't even have to jump off. You continue to ride. There is no problem there, So you are not in conflict with the society because the world cannot be anything different. If I want to be at the top, if it is part of my power game, then I talk of changing the world, I talk of creating heaven on the earth and the paradise on the earth, or when I want to know, we were all made to believe during the Second World War. I was a grown-up individual at that time. What nonsense they talk. This is a war to end wars. As it ended the wars have been going on and on and on and on. And we were made to believe that the First World War was to make the world safe for democracy. Boy, how many totalitarian systems of government appeared after the First World War. We are all made to believe that if you believe a leader, political leader, or if you believe what the newspaper man is telling you, we will believe in anything. In anything.
But even realizing this doesn't change anything,
Changes, why are you concerned about the world and the other man?
No, but it also applies to ourselves.
To you.
Even realizing that we're on the tiger,
It is not just a realization in that area, There is an action, I don't like to use the word freed from all that. You are not in conflict anymore. There is no way you can bring the conflict to anyone. That's all that happens. The conflict is there because of the neurotic situation that the culture has put in there. Two things.
And even realizing that doesn't...
How do you realize? The instrument which you have at your disposal is the same one that is responsible for the neurotic situation. This is the human situation. It's not a dilemma. That's something which there is no way you can resolve through the instruments you have. But we are not ready to accept that. That can only create problems. It cannot help us to solve the problems.
And even if we're ready to accept that, would that make a difference?
No.
Intellectually,
you can make
I would say, this is so. I mean, that is so clear.
No, but if it is so, it is not a fact there. To me, it is a fact. It is so means there is no further movement there to do anything about it. I don't know myself. That's the end of the whole thing.
Well, they're two different it is so. I mean, for you, it is so with capital letters.
It cannot be it is so for you.
And for me,
if it is so, see, that's the end of our dialogue. You are on your own.
I can see that.
You are on your own. You will not talk about me. If you talk about me, this is another story you are telling. Pick it up somewhere else. So what will come out of it is anybody's guess. It will not be the same. What you will say will not be the same.
I didn't catch that.
If you are lucky enough, you see, to throw the whole thing out of your system, what everybody thought, felt and experienced.
But one can't throw it.
You cannot. There is nothing that you can do about it. I see. You don't even complete that sentence. The situation is such that you don't even tell yourself that there is nothing that you can do about it.
So when I'm saying this to myself, even realizing this, I can nothing do, but it's the same game.
Still, that the demand to do something is bound to be there.
Which is the problem?
That is the problem. That's all. You call it hopeless. Intellectually, I understand. So that is the only way you can understand anything. That's what you are trying now. So I can say that that is not the instrument, there is no other instrument, and there is nothing to understand. How this understanding dawned on me, I really don't know. So there is no, if I knew that, it would be as worthless as any other thing. You see, I really don't know. So you have to be in a situation where you really don't know what to do about this whole situation. You have not exhausted the whole thing. You know, if you exhaust one, there is always another one, another one, another one. You see, that's it.
And even planning to exhaust it would be a disaster.
Yes, it is.
Because you can't...
To free yourself from that, to put yourself into a state that you really do not know is part of that moment. You see, that's all.